All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Tuesday, September 30th, and we got some MLB playoff action to dive into in today's video. 4 games, like we always do, guys. I'm going to dive into each and every one of these games. I'll give you my prediction on the side. I'll give you my prediction on the total. We'll talk about any other plays like player props that we like within the game as well. But as always, guys, keep an eye down on the pinned comment. That's where you'll find all of my final plays. So when I'm actually rolling with myself, if that does interest you and ride with me, or if you do want to fade me, all of that will be absolutely free down in the pinned comment. Before we talk about these games, let's talk about the season, the regular season, I should say, a little bit and do a little bit of a recap here. So we ended the regular season, and anything can happen in the playoffs, but we ended up positive 23.28 units. More than half of that came from the total category, in which I really felt like we found our fastball, pun I guess intended, found our fastball in the MLB this year with those first 5 unders. That was our highest volume play, but also our most profitable category, that total category. So very, very excited. Maybe we take some of that momentum, apply it into the postseason here. In fact, maybe we just take some of the season momentum and apply it to the postseason. I know 23.28 units isn't the best we've ever done, but still, over 20 units of profit, I'll take it any day of the week in any season. So, yeah, let's see if we can, like I said, take some of this momentum and apply it to this postseason. Now, first game we're going to be looking at, guys, is the Guardians taking on the Tigers. You have the Guardians, the 3 seed in the playoffs, and honestly, I want to say they snuck in, but like being the 3 seed, they didn't really sneak in or anything, right? But they did kind of come out of nowhere to just overtake team, and make this postseason. So good for them. They're facing the Detroit Tigers here, wild card team, in the number 6 spot. The winner of this series, and this is the best of 3 series, the winner of this series goes on and plays the Mariners, who are the number 2 team in the AL, obviously behind the Blue Jays. So let's talk about this one, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Really do appreciate it. We got a ton of NFL content. We got MLB postseason content. Man, oh man, what a good time of the year. I'm so pumped up and ready to just dive into these. So you know what? Instead of talking about it, let's actually do it. We got the Guardians taking on the Tigers. On the bump for the Guardians is going to be Gavin Williams, who, in terms of how he's been pitching, I guess we can say pretty well, right? 1.2 ERA over his last 5 starts. The team is 5-0 in his last 5 starts. Now, is that a big feat or anything like that? I'm not sure, because this team, like so many of their pitchers, are going to be looking really good in terms of the record when they pitch, because this Guardians team is like 1,000,001 in their last 1,000,001 games, right? He has some really good numbers, too, against his Detroit this season. Last 3 games against them, which all occurred, obviously, this season. 0.7 ERA. He pitched into the 6th inning in each of those. Averaged 9.7 strikeouts. Yes, 9.7. Almost 10 strikeouts a game against the squad. So I think Williams goes out there and pitches really, really well. The only thing is, if you're looking at back Cleveland, well, Tarek Skubal's on the other side of things. Arguably the best pitcher in baseball, undebatably one of the best pitchers in baseball, right? So Skubal's on the other side of things. He has a 1.2 ERA over his last 5, and he faced this Cleveland team in his last 2 starts. Two starts ago, 1 run through 6 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 2 walks. That 1 run, if I'm remembering correctly, was a solo home run. And then his most recent start here, and by the way, Cleveland did end up winning both of these games. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, and he did have 2 unearned runs come in as well. But lo and behold, guys, it's still Tarek Skubal. And yes, Gavin Williams has been pitching really well. Yes, this Cleveland team has been playing really well. But I do expect the Tigers to win this one. So I like the Tigers on the money line here, simply because you have such a massive pitching discrepancy overall. Yes, you can make the argument, like I just said, that Gavin Williams has been pitching well and all that. But still, when the postseason comes around, I feel like it's a nut up or shut up type time, and I'm giving the ball to Skubal here. Now, that's not to say that this Detroit team crushes Gavin Williams. I'd find a way to look at an under, whether it's a first 7, first 5, first 3, whatever you feel like you can get some comfortable odds down with. I don't mind that. I mean, yeah, you're probably paying a ton of juice if you want the first 3 under 2.5, and a ton of juice if you want the first 5 under 4.5. So maybe, yeah, you might be looking at like a nerfy, because at least that way you still get that 0.5 runs compared to the 1 inning. So we shall see what we end up rolling with here, but I do like the Tigers in this spot. As much as I'm an underdog story type guy, I think this Guardians team at some point may burn out, right? Like, I still don't fully trust their offense to continue doing what they're doing, and they're going up against Skubal here. And funny enough, technically the Tigers are the underdog in this series, not exactly in this game with Scooble on the bump. So give me the Tigers in some way, shape, or form, taking a peek at an under in game number 1. Next game up here, we got Chicago taking on the Padres. So on the mound for Chicago, I've actually seen a couple mixed signals here. I've either seen Shota's name or Matthew Boyd's name. It's not as important to me when looking at this game early as it should be, just because they're both lefties, and that's kind of what I want to harp on with the Padres squad. So while we should wait this out, still feel a little bit comfortable talking about it, right? And by the way, guys, I am overseas, so we're recording this technically at 2 a.m. East Coast time, right? So we still want some information to roll in and everything like that. But either way, on the other side of things, looks like Nick Pivetta is the confirmed starter here. So we have Pivetta versus either Boyd or Shota. The thing that I like here is the fact that the Chicago Cubs are going to be throwing a lefty pitcher. The San Diego team, not exactly the best when it comes to batting against lefties. Certainly to close out the season, not exactly the best, right? 25th in terms of average, 18th in terms of WRC+, on base 21st, OPS 21st, ISO 17th, and slugging 18th. So that's the good news. The one thing that I will say, if this is Matthew Boyd, who throws a decent amount of fastballs, that's going to look pretty damn good, because this is a San Diego team in the bottom 3 of the league in terms of hitting that fastball. Actually, yeah, bottom 4, 27th in the last 30 days runs above average against the fastball. So a lefty throwing the fastball could be deadly to this Padres team, especially with Matthew Boyd at home, in which he's had a .92 ERA, a 3.4 FIP, an expected FIP right around there, an average against at 215, a walk rate of sub 5 at 4%, and an average against, a strikeout rate of 23.7. That's looking pretty damn good for a guy that throws the fastball, is a left hand, and pitches a lot better at home. And like I mentioned, if it's Imanaga, he's going to throw a lot of fastballs and a lot of splitters. Now, his fastball is, maybe a little bit less of a fastball, I guess. It's not like Matthew Boyd's a flamethrower in here, right? So both of these guys are going to be able to control the zone with the fastball, hopefully against a team that doesn't hit it. So yes, I am leaning towards the home team, the Cubs. In terms of that total, that tells me that the pitching should be pretty good, and I do believe it. Nick Pivetta is really good, and he's obviously a very, very good pitcher. The problem I see here with Pivetta is simply the fact that he struggles on the road and struggles against righties. Neither one of those things is all that great when it comes to facing this Cubs team. Throw in the fact that we do have some wind blowing in at Wrigley. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this Cubs team is going to rake against Pivetta whatsoever. And yeah, you could definitely make the argument, and probably the correct argument, that this Padres team has the better bullpen. So I get it if someone likes the Padres. I just don't know how many runs we're going to get out of the Padres. I think this Cubs team can play really good small ball baseball, and that might be the type of thing and the key to a victory today. So give me the Cubs, but much like the first game, kind of liking the idea of some sort of an under. Now, right now, again, we're in the postseason, fellas. When we look at odds and lines, they're going to be really, really tight, right? Right now, for under 4.5, you're paying -150, and that's over on the exchanges, in which you're usually getting better odds. That's a pretty damn big price tag to pay for an under 4.5 here, with a lot of power and a lot of just ability in both of these lineups, right? So I do caution myself a little bit, but I think I'm going to look at that first five under 4.5 and or the first 3. Again, we have wind blowing in. That's going to help us out. We have 2 really good pitchers on the mound, regardless of who's pitching for the Cubs. So I'm going to lean towards the Cubs, as well as some sort of an under in this spot. No real player props in this one. Like, I'm pretty heavy, especially through these first 2 games, pretty heavy, and honestly, probably for the next 2 as well, spoiler alert, heavy on the pitching being pretty damn good, as are the books. I mean, look at the totals that we have right now, right?
All right, guys, I wanted to take a break for a second to talk to you about DraftKings Pick 6 and their amazing new customer deal that's going on. If you use the link down in the description, as well as the pinned comment right now, you'll get a deal unlocked that is a play $5, get $50 instantly in bonus picks. All you have to do on DraftKings Pick 6 is pick more or less based on player set projections. It's really, really fun. I've been enjoying it myself, so check it out. Again, that link will be down below in the description, as well as the pinned comment. Play $5 and get $50 unlocked instantly in bonus picks. Go ahead and check it out. That is DraftKings Pick 6.
Yankees taking on the Red Sox. This is going to be absolutely electric. I'm a Red Sox fan, but I think even baseball fans can admit having this as a first-round matchup is just like fireworks to start the postseason, right? Today we have Max Fried, lefty, on the bump, going up against Garrett Crochet, obviously also a lefty. Both these guys had really good seasons. Crochet better than Fried and didn't sustain the injuries that Fried did either. But again, even as a Red Sox fan, I'm not going to take away from Max Fried and the success that he's had with the Yanks and obviously the success he's had in his career. Now, Crochet's going to throw fastball, cutter, sinker, slider, a decent pitch mix to take a peek at against this Yankee squad. They're just 16th last 30 days against the fastball, 17th against the sinker, the cutter number 3, and the fastball number 5, though. So depending on which pitches he throws, he could look okay, right? Or maybe the Yankees do get to him, especially here at home. Now, we also take a peek at Max Fried, who's going to go cutter, curveball, sinker. Those are pitches, other than the curveball, I mean, the sinker, the cutter, are pitches that this Red Sox team can hit. He'll also mix in the slider. They hit that well as well. I kind of like the idea here of a Red Sox team total over. Now, I almost want to take a peek at the Red Sox on the money line, right? I mean, with Crochet on the bump and what I'd consider a big bullpen advantage from the numbers, it seems like a no-brainer, right? But I say that bullpen advantage with the numbers. Listen, I've watched nearly every pitch out of the bullpen from this Red Sox team, being a Red Sox fan. Though they had, the second best ERA coming down, at the end of the year and the top 10 whip, this is still a Red Sox bullpen that I don't know if I could trust as far as I could throw them, outside of maybe Chapman, Whitlock, Slayton, maybe Wilson, but Chapman being the only tier A guy that I can trust. You need to get to Chapman, right? Like, we have to keep that in mind. It's not as simple as, oh, well, they have, one of the best closers in baseball right now. It doesn't work like that. You still need to be able to be winning and get to Chapman. So if Crochet throws 8 and we hand it off to Chapman, sign me up. I like it, right? I do worry about that bullpen. So that's why I like the Red Sox team total over. I think that they can score, and even if they do have to get to the Yankees bullpen, say Fried pitches a good game, I still think that some runs could come from them, right? But I trust Crochet. I just don't know if I trust the arms behind him. So yeah, I guess I lean Red Sox money line, right? Because you are getting such a good price tag with the Crochet, but hopefully you guys understand the concerns that I'm looking at there. Like, I think that this is on paper a very good bullpen from the Red Sox in terms of ERAs and whips and strikeout to walk rates out of the bullpen. You look at some of the names and you're like, this is the playoffs. You're going up against the Yankees here. So makes me a little bit skeevy. But yeah, I'd lean towards the Red Sox and maybe, I guess, the over in this one, as weird as it is. But again, I like that Red Sox team total over a little bit more than I would say the full game over, because I'm really expecting Crochet to shove here. As a Red Sox fan, first year with him, I feel like this is just maybe a bias spot, but I'm really excited for it. Next game up and last game of the slate here, we have the Dodgers taking on the Reds. On the mound for the Dodgers is going to be Blake Snell going up against Hunter Green. Now, Hunter Green has some really decent numbers. I would say better than decent, but not really good, but just right in between there, numbers against this Dodger squad, which is obviously a tough feat to accomplish, right? Obviously a really, really good lineup, packed with superstars. Blake Snell also has some really, really good numbers against this Red squad, though. And I do think that this Dodgers team, and I've been saying this for, a couple weeks now, sound like a broken record, they were going to, and honestly are starting to, get hot right at the right time, which is postseason time. As much as it pains me to say, obviously, just, and a lot of baseball fans with the Dodgers and that payroll looking good and blah, 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 right? They're doing what you kind of expected them to do, even though they were stumbling over themselves for quite some time during this season. I still think this is probably a Dodger spot, but I'll be honest, I don't think that they should be a minus 200 favorite. So maybe they are a parlay piece or something like that. But, Hunter Green, as good as he's been, I do worry just a tad about him here, throwing that fastball and slider combo. Dodgers should be able to hit that to some degree. He also has some pretty sketchy road numbers this year. Now, I'm not going to try and sit here and act like Hunter Green stinks on the road or anything like that, but when you've been able to get to him, it has been on the road, and now this is a very good Dodgers offense that can get to anybody, right? So yeah, unfortunately, it's Dodgers for me. I don't mind them potentially scoring some runs either if you want to take a peek at a Dodgers team total. If you can get it over 3.5, I don't mind the spot. Now, one spot that I do think we're going to get down on today, and because I'm seeing plus money for it, plus 101 over on ProfitX, it's like minus 105 everywhere else, so not the biggest of deals, but that plus number is pretty damn appealing, right? Michael Conforto here, over 0.5 hits. Now, the weird thing is that, yeah, you're looking at a guy that really hasn't been on fire or anything like that, right? Let's see if this screen share works. Boom, got it to work. Camera looks a little bit different here, but this is Outlier, guys. If you want to check it out, link down below in the description as well as the pinned comment. But you could see here, he definitely has struggled in terms of, just overall getting hits. But he has a really good, I guess, matchup here today in terms of 667 average against Hunter Green, albeit 4 at-bats, right? But he has a 1,000 slugging. That looks pretty damn good. Obviously, Hunter Green, really good, so none of this is going to look all that fantastic. But what I like is the fastball, which he's going to see 54.2% of the time, right? He strikes out a lot less against that, has a 379 WOBA. The slider here, his WOBA goes up as well. Even if we get the splitter at, 10% of the time, I'm not afraid of it because you're not really seeing the splitter all that much. So this is not something that I'm concerned with. And on our MLB dashboard, which can be found at GuyBostonSports.com, head to the members area, you can see here, Michael Conforto, we have a pretty decent pitch mix rating for, and over the last 30 days, those numbers look pretty dang good against a righty, right? So, yeah, I like the idea of Conforto for plus money today, getting a hit. But yeah, Dodgers team total is probably how I'd play the total, and then Dodgers on the money line, unfortunately, here in this spot. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. If you made it this far into the video, go ahead and comment 15. Really, really do appreciate you rocking with me. These playoff videos will obviously be a little bit shorter than our regular season videos, but man, oh man, am I excited for postseason baseball. It just gets up to another level, and it really is the time. I feel like I've been like the leader in the clubhouse of telling people that baseball is really exciting, especially when you get into some of those series we had towards the end of the year where they really, really mattered. Talk about mattering. Are you kidding me? Look what we're doing now. We have playoff baseball at our hands. Every single game is just instrumental and so damn important to the success of the team. So I'm pumped up for it. This is a great time of year. You got playoff baseball. You got NFL football, obviously, at least that we cover here on the channel. And we're only a little bit away from basketball, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Again, comment 15 if you made it this far into the video. And we'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.